as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.
It's the annual Independence Ball and Scholarship Awards presented by the Atlanta Jamaican Association in collaboration with the AJ Cultural and Educational Fund Inc. Saturday, August 10, 2024, Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway Hotel, 2020 Convention Center Concourse, College Park, Georgia, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Celebrate Jamaica's 62nd year as an independent nation and support higher education of the next generation. Enjoy delectable food, music from the SWAT Band, and electrifying performance from Jamaica Festival legend Roy Rayan. Music by Mikey Sparkle Production with DJ Cold Rice on the ones and twos. Keynote speaker Keisha Thorpe, Nobel Prize educator, Global Teacher 2021, and National Teachers Hall of Fame inductee. Hosted by Will Hart. Early bird 135 to July 1, 145 after. Scan the QR code for hotel and tickets. Call 404-777-9593 or visit AtlantaJamaicanAssociation.org. Sponsors Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport, GB Roofing Inc., Metals and Materials Engineers, Couples Resorts Jamaica, and PNC.
Attention Atlanta, get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Gap Meets Atlanta Caribbean Block Party and Hurricane Borough Disaster Relief Fundraiser. This is going to be at Stonecrest Distillery, 2520 Park Central Boulevard, Suite D, Stonecrest, Georgia. This event is supported by the Barbados Consulate in Miami and proudly sponsored by Caribbean International Shipping Services, the BTMI, Arabia Mountain Alliances, the Stonecrest Distillery, and Vital Infused Therapy. Join us for a day of fun, food, culture, and compassion as we come together to support the Caribbean islands affected by Hurricane Beryl. Bring your donations to our event and help our Caribbean neighbors rebuild and recover. If you want that full VIP experience for just $50, send your payment via Zelle to info@ubig246.org. And don't forget, include your name and your email address. It all happens at the Gap Meets Atlanta Caribbean Block Party and Hurricane Beryl Disaster Relief Fundraiser. Don't miss out on this incredible day of fun, unity, and celebration. See you there, Atlanta. Let's make a difference. Let me get your attention, please. Everyone get ready for another spectacular event celebrating Caribbean culture and fashion. Join us on July the 21st at the JVC Event Hall in Stone Mountain, Georgia for the Caribbean Paper Apparel Culture Show, featuring the amazing VI Heritage dancers. This event promises a night filled with vibrant performances, stunning fashion, and a rich Caribbean heritage. For ticket information, call 770-710-4462 or 317-514-9961. Don't miss out on this unforgettable cultural experience. That's right, the Caribbean Paper Apparel Culture Show is going down on July the 21st at the JVC Event Hall in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Hello, my name is Unique Shamque with Sacred 7 Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred 7 Conversations. See you. Hello, my name is Unique Shamque with Sacred 7 Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred 7 Conversations. I see you. Hello, my name is Unique Shamque with Sacred 7 Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred 7 Conversations. I see you. Hello, my name is Shamque with Sacred 7 Conversation. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred 7 Conversations. Hey, thank you for tapping in. Sacred 7 Conversations. I am Unique Shamque. Today, we are going to have an awesome show. Again, why am I here today? Sacred 7 Conversations. We're here to flow. We're here to talk about 7 areas that just brought harmony, peace, joy, enlightenment into my life. How did I get here? Sacred 7 Conversation. I want to say welcome to all my guests. Welcome to everyone that is live or might see this later. Welcome to all those that are from all different countries and different cultures and areas. I say welcome again to Sacred 7 Conversation. Today we're going to be speaking about the awesomeness of making sure got technical difficulties. Today when we're talking about Sacred 7 Conversations and having a movement, I will be sharing with you guys about the movement of Sacred 7. When I'm going to fast forward, how did it come about? I looked at my life and stated that I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see in people on this earth, in this world, in my life, with my family, with my friends. And so how do you be the change you want to see and be? So I created a change tracker. And when I created a change tracker for me, there was all hell had been broke loose in my life anyway, but I had to make a choice, a lot of choices that affected a lot of people in my life. And as those things were being affected, I had to accept 100% responsibility for those things. And so as I continue to share with you guys concerning what and how my life came about in the midst of creating a movement, my motto is master yourself, health, and wealth to bless somebody else. At the end of the day, if you don't have a way to be a blessing to your own self, how can you bless others? So that's how I created the program. I said there's 7 areas in my life that was so important, and I looked at them.
And once I looked at those, I started looking at how do I track it. So I created a scale of 1 to 10. And I said, okay, number one, how am I doing spiritually for my spiritual health? How am I doing mentally? My mental health, 1 through 10. I scored it. I'm checking myself here. I'm not looking at nobody else. I'm not checking nobody else in their life. I'm doing a track for me. How am I doing emotionally? Check myself. How am I doing physically? Well, when I looked at physical, because physical is an awesome part of my life, and it's 3 parts of it: nutrition, fitness, and what you put in your cell, on your body, which is a big cell. Our body has a mitochondria cell that is the super powerhouse to every organ in our bodies. When you know that what you put in your body, how you treat your temple, even the stress that you put on your life and in your body, it matters. You either can age forward and have premeditated death, or you can age backwards and look nice and luxurious. And what they say, when your body and your mind is clear and clean. I have an awesome guest today that I'll be introducing you guys to in a couple of minutes. And once you hear about the fabulously aging backwards movement, you will understand and comprehend where I'm coming from. So when I talked about that 7 areas, physical health, I looked at it and said, I will master it to the point where I'll become my own health coach. So I became my own health coach and began to coach myself in my own community, my son and my daughter, and then the community outside. Then I looked at the physical health and looked at supplements that could help heal the body naturally. And when my son was 3 years old, he was characterized with autism. And that changed the trajectory of my life, even into the things that we ate, the things that we put on our bodies, as well as how we talked and how we moved. Because everything that my son saw, it was like an echo. It was like repetitive. And you know already, youth and kids already repeat and is already mocking you. But imagine having someone, and that's how they move, and they mocked everything and echoed it, and you had to be able to adjust that behavior. And some people didn't even understand how to work with him. And to look at him till today, fast forward, when he was characterized with autism at 3 years old, ADHD, as well as PDD, being able to utilize the program and the wellness part, it literally changed the trajectory of our life. And now, they said he wasn't be able to graduate from high school. He graduated from high school. He was able to now graduate with his certification for floor tech certification. He now works in Atlanta, and he is awesome walking out his journey in his life. And now the 11 secrets that we talked about last week that I will continue to share with you guys, and being able to master yourself, your health, and your wealth to bless somebody else. The 5th area that changed the trajectory of my life was, how do I look at my financial health? Where am I? 1 through 10. I had to look at it. How am I managing my budget, my credit, all these different areas? How am I doing? Then I looked at my environmental health. Your space, your energy is important. Who you have around you, your energy and your environment, as well as your real estate. Because ownership is very important, especially in this time of days when we're dealing with so many, if I would say, areas where we have people building, and we also have people that are looking at the building. So my goal is to continue to build and have empires where we're building up our communities. And so when you're looking at the environment, we want to keep that clean too. Then you have number 7. The 7th area is relational health. When you're able to relate with yourself, relate with God, your creator, as well as others, then guess what? Now 1 through 6 become easy. You begin to relate and flow, and things that you're believing God for and that's in your heart and that you're building up begins to manifest more and more and more. And so me having testimonials and seeing things work in my life, I now have other awesome people in our community that collaborating with me that says, hey, I see your vision of Sacred 7 Enterprises, where you're utilizing tools in order for the community. So my specialty is our autistic community and the mental health. I love our veterans and our seniors. So today I have an awesome, awesome guest that I want to invite on. And I also have a testimonial that I want to add in. So what I'm going to do first is, let me see if I have my guest Sean on to share a testimonial while we're here. And then we're going to add our awesome guests on to the show. I have Sean, which is one of I call my babysitters from back in the day, that in transition into being one of my awesome sisters. Let's see if she's still online to share. Let's see where you're at. Sean, let's see if she's still there. Wasn't sure if she was going to be able to stay on. Let's see here. Okay, if she chime back in, I'll add her back on. What I want to do now is add on my awesome DEE goddess, one of my mentors that assisted me in the area that I didn't even know. Shonda, oh, there she go. There my girl. Okay. All right, chiming on in. We would like Sean, before I bring on DEE goddess, my fabulously aging backwoods comrade, if you will. And so LaShonda, Sean, one of my partners, we go way back from Florida, and I always say she followed me. You know, you have a person in your life that, regardless of what's going on in that season, they always just happen to show up. She might be in Stone Mountain, and I've been moving there. I've been there already for probably 5 years, and I was like, where you at? Just like it was yesterday. Girl, I'm down the street. And she done moved all the way, like literally 15 minutes from me. And so there was some things in our lives that as we connected our lives together, we was able to see growth and to hear and to see her growth and what she's working on now. I want to say I'm so proud of you, Sean. Are you there? Can you come online? You unmute your phone?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I appreciate you joining us today for Sacred 7
No
Conversations.
Okay.
So I would like to ask you, you had really sparked my heart when you was like explaining some of the testimonies you had from when we shared some of our workshops and the things that we was working on with Sacred 7 Enterprises, and just being able to master ourselves so we can be able to help others. And you said you had some things you wanted to share to our community so they can be empowered as well. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So again, I am LaShonda Pettis, and I am all in with Sacred 7, learning of the body. The first time Sadiq was explaining the Sacred 7, I had no clue what she was talking about, and it was so much information that it was like an overload. But she worked on me for 2 years, and one day we were in the car, as always, masterminding about something. And I guess I was saying, and she said, not another, where is that pain coming from? And so I was like, oh, I think it was my side or somewhere. But whatever, and I said, oh, it's from my back injury, it's acute pain. And she was like, no, she ran down what that pain was referencing from. And it's like, it stemmed from an argument that was unresolved. And that was for me and my son. As soon as I acknowledged it and let it go, that pain stopped. But it took her 2 more years to actually to get it implemented in me, because it was just one incident and then another incident. So I started catching on like, wait a minute, hold on. There's something to this, because I'm hearing the Christian world is about sacred seven is of demonic spirits. But once I started really understanding, this is about my body, this is my alignment. So now I'm falling asleep having shoulder hurt. What's going on? Well, I need to figure out what's going on. And she can align that body up, and I can readjust myself to other than saying is my acute pain from my accident, or it's probably the way I slept. All the things that we've been programmed and downloaded into.
LaShonda, unmute your phone again. I think I pushed the button. Can you hear me, LaShonda? Can you unmute her?
I'm not a host.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Chat.
Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can mute me?
Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did, I don't know where I stopped though. But
Okay.
anyway,
So
I know we're programmed to assume that we need medication, and everything is medicated. Now, some things we might need some medication for, but most things we don't. And we have to get back to the root of things. And Sacred Seven is their root. Like, you don't need anything outside of your body, anything outside aligning with you. Our eating habits, learning to forgive, learning ourselves, and definitely learning our body. And I think that this is a wonderful thing. I done told Shamque time and time again, like she's accountable for lives now since she has ran across this. And definitely in my life, and I'm like, hey, Shamque, I need to know like what's going on. I had a pain in my shoulder blade for so long. I'm trying to blow your phone up because I know that there is an issue that I don't know about. Mm-hmm. So that's my testimony. I can go on and on about what Sacred Seven has done for me, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because now I know that I don't have to assume that it's my acute pain, but it's a pain within me that I need to address, something that needs to be addressed immediately. So that's my time. Thank you. I'm at the water park. I'm sorry for all the background.
We appreciate it. I thank you for sharing the testimonial.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Hold on. Let me see.
Just talking to the mic. Talk loud in the mic.
Okay. Can you hear me now? I think I muted myself. Can you Can you hear me at all? Let me see if I can. But if I unmute, it's going. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to say I appreciate you. I
you.
think we got the background. Hold on. Can you hear me? I appreciated the testimonial, and as we go along, they'll comprehend more on what it means to align with self. When you mastering yourself and you able to tap in and know what's going on with your reality instead of focusing on what's going on with everybody else, then you can see, hey, I can heal within, and then also have other tools that we can use that can help strengthen us. And then having a support system, and also having people to have your back and hold you accountable. Iron sharpens iron, right? We're not just going to allow each other to continue to be in pain, knowing that we have some answers that we can give to be able to bless you. Things that can help you elevate your life. Because the more you elevate and out of pain, guess what? The more you can help the youth. The more you can give back into our community and be your best. Appreciate it again, Sean. Okay? Okay. Okay. Awesome. So we're going to have a lot more testimonials and of how people are walking out their healing, they're walking out their journey into this life. Sometimes it can be hard, but when you have some tools and you know that even though there's going to be trials, tribulations, we're going to have hard times, situations is going to come up. But when you know that you have keys that you can use and you have an awesome support team, sometimes God will put you in a place where you isolated to yourself. But just know that God is always there. I want to transition into fabulously aging backwards movement. That's one of the things that is a passion to me, is because our health is important. We can run up and down and go work, but if we're not taking care of our health, just like the young lady said, being in tune with yourself, then you know what's going on. And so there's a young lady today, I call it the goddess, the richest, that has defied all the odds. And I want her to introduce herself and share how we connected, and then go into how fabulously she is aging backwards in this movement, and how we can be able to get back into our community. Welcome, the goddess.
Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing this unusual story with everyone on the planet. One of the things that has always made Shamque stand out to me was she's a go-getter. She is a high-maintenance type of sister who wears the world on her sleeve. When I first met her at LA Fitness Gym, she was a vendor and she was selling health products. And we connected on such a high frequency. Spiritually, we could not stop talking to each other. This must have lasted 2 hours. But there was one thing that I noticed about Shamque that I had to bring to her attention. God has blessed me to be a self-made woman. And when I say self-made, I've been blessed at the age of 5 to start my own business. and I've never worked for anyone since. With this gift that I have, I don't meet many people that provide sort of that has the same type of charisma, but I noticed that she had it. So one of the things that I shared with her was, who are you selling these products for? And I told her, you should be working for yourself. And she agreed. And at the time, I had a candle business. I wanted to share financial freedom, share how to become financially free so that she would be able to make enough money on her own, running her own business, and provide a decent income for her family. So I taught her the skill that I had, which was candle making. And from there we bonded. Now, with that being said, I helped change her life, but little did I know, 7 years later, she has a this is called a
bio-age scale.
A bio-age scale. And she said, Dee, I need to take your bio-age. And so I was unfamiliar with it. I said, well, what is it? But if Shamque was doing it, I was interested. She took my bio-age and she literally jumped out of her skin. She says, you have the bio-age of a 38-year-old woman. And I looked at her and I said, well, I'll be 72 in November. And she could not believe it. And from that moment on, she added value to my life and poured into me what I needed. And just think, 7 years ago, I blessed her. And then 7 years later, she blessed me. Now, her business is called Sacred 7. So these 7s have been with us throughout the 7 years. And I must say that she has changed my life. And as I've shared this with everyone on the planet, I have literally saved 33 years of living that I can actually put into my life every day. 6 months ago, the Creator dropped in my spirit. I went to sleep that night and I kept asking, God, would you show me something that I can do to make a difference with every single person on this planet? And I went to sleep that night, woke up that morning, and I was blessed with fabulously aging backward movement. My movement had to be something greater that would outlive me and my legacy and pass it on to my grandchildren and actually outlive them. But yet this movement had a lot of meaning to it. How can you be fabulous every day? How can you live fabulous, feel fabulous? Now for me, I've always loved feathers and I've loved everything pertaining to being fabulous. But aging backward was something that now it had become a challenge and it had become something I needed to share with everyone. So one of the things that would help each and every person on the planet want to age backwards is if they discover they can age backwards without any medicine. Actually, movement is medicine. Actually, we have feel-good hormones that are in our bodies. We have serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin. Most people have no idea how to release these feel-good hormones. All you have to do is go out and get sunlight. You get vitamin D from being in the sun. Your oxygen level changes from doing deep breathing and also from just bringing in fresh air in your body. Also, we cannot forget to drink water and to eat food. So right now, I would say Sacred 7, along with Fabulously Aging Backward Movement, together we're going to create awareness, and we're going to help change each and every person on the planet with no medication. And most everyone, I would say over 50% of everyone on the planet is on some type of medication. We're going to help you, and we're going to train you so that you can have a bio at least 30 years younger than your actual age. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
So when you was mentioning the bio age, I'm going to show y'all what she was talking about. This is the scale that she mentioned that you put your feet on it and your hands, and it actually tells you your BMI, your skeletal muscles, your body fat, your resting metabolism. Then it goes in, and due to the frequencies in your feet and in your hands, the pulse, it tests your visceral fat. And the visceral fat is one of the most important areas in your body, which is the lower abdomen, where we call your gut. And so if that is more than 9, then people are close to stroke and heart attacks, and they don't even know it. And so when you're walking out that process of mastering yourself, you have to have a way to track your health. If you don't track your health and tap into knowing if something is hurting in my body, and I know that I checked all the boxes, that means there's something else going on mentally. It might be spiritually. If you high vibing and you know that everything is healthy and strong, that means there are some things going on in another realm that you need to tap into. And that's one of the things that Sean has spoke about, was she was feeling so good, and all of a sudden she had this whole pain in her knee. And it's just hurting, just hurting. It's like, how long are you going to be in that pain? Are you going to deal with the issue or not? And so when you're able to deal with issues in your life, the pain will go away. And there's times where you just need that mental, spiritual, emotional healing. But then there's times where you need that physical healing. And you need to make sure that you're taking care and you're eating the right foods connected to your blood type, like we had spoke about. If you were O, a B, an A, or a B. These are the areas that are very important and beneficial. And if you're eating the beneficial foods and you're neutral, but then all the poisonous foods as well, your blood is being thickened. And anytime you have blood that thickens, that means now it is poor circulation operating. And so imagine having your body, which is supposed to flow with awesome blood flowing, now becomes slush because the blood is not able to flow up and down freely. And now people dealing with the lower extremities in the body, you're talking about your eyes, you're talking about your toes. Those are the first things that start going out when the circulation is poor. Anybody that has hard toenails or black toenails are getting brown, those are signs that you need to exercise, build up oxidative strength inside of your body, and run, build up that stamina and build that circulation. And also, if you need supplements, DM me. We have some things that help with the blood flow. Also, when you're looking at the aspect of holistic health, the mental capacity is important. And so if you're not taking care of your mental health and checking in with yourself, there's people that are not making it. and they're having thoughts, and they feel like they're all alone. And so when you're feeling like you're all alone and you don't have anybody, I look at it as, look, it takes a village to raise a whole community. And as we're coming together, my goal for Sacred Seven Enterprises, as well as Sacred Seven Ministries, is to advocate and build awareness. So I wanted to ask you, Dee, when you were operating in your awesomeness, you mentioned that you started work at 5 years old. That made me remember my dad was sales. He used to sell newspapers, right?
Right.
And it was called the Weekly Challenger. He also was a Muslim. And so he sold the Final Call, y'all, yeah, with the awesome bean pies. Don't play with me, they're still good. Hello. Yes. And I remember going with him and he teaching us how to sell newspapers and greet the customers and things like that. So you brought me back to how we're supposed to do. Yes, it's okay to work for people, build up your skill, do those things, but have your own. And so when we mentioned about that, can you share briefly about your testimonial when you're in your history? Go back just a little bit.
Okay. Again, I started at 5 years old with a Kool-Aid stand, and I sold chips and candy. I was blessed to collect bottles. This is how I created income. So I would create bottles, and back then the bottles were worth 5 and 10 cents. And I'd stack the bottles, and I would buy enough candy, Kool-Aid, and potato chips to create an income of about maybe $5 a day. Mm-hmm. And this was many, many years ago. Then also, I created another source of income by being available to go to the store for all of my neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, when you mentioned there was a book that you were in.
Yes. Right? Yes.
So fast forward to that book, because I believe that is very important to our history.
I'm in a book called The Contribution of Black Women in the Making of America. I was the first black at 20 years old to open a boutique in Beverly Hills, California. Mm-hmm. I've done styling, I've done wardrobe for many, many celebrities. And at the time, I opened up a manufacturing shop in the back of this boutique and started designing and creating my own clothes. Mm-hmm. I have a twin sister and we did this together. Mm-hmm. However, from there, Black Enterprise decided to publish my story. And my story has always been unique because I went from the Kool-Aid stand at 5 to, at the age of 12, grooming dogs, at the age of 15 and 16, buying dogs, as well as selling dogs. And then at the age of 18, I opened the International Original Modeling Agency. And then I taught myself how to commentate, coordinate fashion shows. I actually attended 3 modeling schools, and I'm the type of person I've always was able to look through the person. They wanted me to pay a fee. All when they were talking to me, all I was thinking about is, I'm going to open my own modeling agency. So when I would share how some of the things I was going to do, they would always eventually say, no, we have no room for you because you're different. So this is what I mean by self-made. So I am literally in the Library of Congress. I'm in history 3 times because I have been blessed to be a self-made woman. I got a lot of my skills from my father, who never had a job as well. So he passed this on to myself.
That's that piece right there.
Yes.
Being able to have a father in the household.
Yes.
Was your mom?
Yes.
In the household as well.
My mom was the fashionista. So that's where my fabulousness came from.
Okay.
But my self-made serial entrepreneurial skills came from my father. And then they started coming to me naturally. And so at this point, I'm overwhelmed with this latest movement, because now, since I have been blessed to be in history a couple times, now I again want to touch every life on the planet and just teach you how to feel good with no man-made medicine.
That's right.
Inside of us, we have a built-in human repair system. If you learn how to sit still and be quiet and go within,
Yes.
we have a healing tank that's inside of us. It does take guts, it does take tenacity, it does take faith. But if you believe in yourself, you can do this.
Absolutely.
And again, everyone can age backwards, fabulously or not, but someone has to bring it to your attention, because the majority of us are living our lives day to day and never thinking about all of the movements or what they have to do to age backwards. And it's something that you can do with exercise, with diet, with stress management, with sleep, your emotional well-being, your social connections, and then sit still, meditate, and listen to God, and you'll get all the answers that you need.
I appreciate that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing and empowering our people in our community. That's why you on our team. High five.
Thank you
Come
so
on
much.
now. Yes, yes. Again, thank you for joining us, the Goddess.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean, for joining us and sharing an awesome testimonial. I also want to give a shout out to Sacred 7 Ministries that we're launching a wellness workshop / seminar / life skills for our young adults and youth from the ages of 17 to 37 years old that are emancipated, are dealing with mental health challenges or autism, or just coming out of high school and just need some kind of direction into adulthood. We have a program where we're literally assisting in gaining life skills to improve your quality of life. We created, Sacred 7 Enterprises created a program called Get Your Life So You Can Get Your Life. Life Works Life Skills program. And it incorporates all the 7 areas that we mentioned. And then it incorporated with entertainment, fun, exercise, doing different stress tests. And we'll have awesome things that we're learning. Not only are we doing that, but about community building and employment, housing. We have a program right now, and I will be closing with this. When we're talking about, I wanted to add on the Goddess because she has a variety of awesome things in her platform that she's working on, that we're collaborating with. And one of the things is important is that our youth and our young adults have vocation and a skill. So again, I can do a shout out to my daughter as well. She have her welding certification as well as her pipe fitter certification. And so with that, I'm able to share that with some of our youth. I am a wellness coach and a behavior therapist. And so I assist at one of our organizations at Covenant House, where they assist young adults that's emancipated and are having challenges with their parents, and they just need a getaway to have a mental health break, just like everybody else. And sometimes parents provoke their children, and we need to, as parents, know how to take a step back too when we're operating with young adults that now feel like they know everything. We have to have a balance. And so being able to have a program that can fill the gap in between and still be able to have communication with one another, that is one of our things that we're implementing. And so I want to do a shout out to Covenant House for that, and as well as some of our collaborations, Fab Movement. We also have some other organizations that we're connected with. We appreciate Caribbeanlifetv as well. And again, the goal is that when we have a holistic approach to our own life, then and only then we'll be able to pour out and have an overflow to bless others. And when you have testimonials and people sharing that these tools are working, that is why I wake up every day. That's the purpose and the journey that I want to continue to be on. And I want to empower our adults. Even though I stated I'm working with the young adults and youth, because the adults, bless your hearts, I'm going to allow other people that have the capacity to work with grown people. That, you know, sometimes, you know, when you, what's that saying? You can't teach old dog new tricks. And I'm not trying to call out human, you know, dogs. However, there's just times where you got to know and stay in your lane. So I'm going to stay in my lane. And then the one that are subject matter experts that have those skills to help those. We have therapists, grief counselors, coaches that can help the adults too. And y'all, we know we need to go get a help too sometimes, and it's very vital. One of the things I wanted to do a takeaway is that there is a skill. Anybody that's wanting to work with kids or youth or young adults, or in the business of organizational side for behavior analyst, I did a lot of research in it, and so I'm sharing now. RBT, Registered Behavior Therapist with Behavior Tech, allows you can actually get a free training through Autism Foundation organization. And once you do the 40-hour training, you can actually start out with a position. They have jobs from a 10-mile radius right now. They're looking in the need of behavior therapists due to the rise of mental health, as well as what occurred with COVID. There's still some underlying situations that's happening with our kids emotionally, with our parents, our caregivers. We have parents that once their youth start around 11th, 12th grade, start graduating, they start giving up, especially if they have challenges. And so we want to empower our teachers. We want to empower the parents and the caregivers who's putting a lot of time and energy into our youth, and we want to encourage them too. I also want to encourage and empower our fathers that's out here. We have single parents, fathers that's working hard to do what they need to do in their life. We want to do a shout out and just say, guess what, y'all not alone either. We'll get your help that you need to when you notice you need help. And don't be taking it out on the kids. That's all I'm saying, because I'm starting to see what kids are literally leaving their houses because the parents having mental challenges and they're not getting the help they need, and they're actually putting it on the kids. They're projecting. And so we got to do better, parents, adults in our communities, to help protect not only our own youth, but our own mental health. Because guess what? If you're not around, who's going to help do and fulfill the purpose and the mission that you have for your life? So I want to say thank y'all for joining me today, for us having our Sacred 7 conversation, where we talked about mastering of ourself, mastering of our health, and mastering of our wealth, so we can be able to be a blessing to somebody else. Anybody that have any questions or concerns concerning the RBT, let me know. Because once you get to that point, then you can go to the next level and get your master's. And then within that time period, if you want to, I was just telling the young adults and youth, you don't have to limit yourself. You can be Dr. Unique, Dr. Shamque. Let's go. There's no limit, and especially when you're at that age. So let's get it. Again, thank y'all for joining Sacred 7 Conversations. And I'll see y'all on next Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45. Bye-bye. Namaste. Bye-bye. Hello, my name is Unique Shamque with Sacred 7 Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred 7 Conversations.